Hi, you're welcome to this YouTube channel. So in this video I am going to show you how to draft cords and sew a perfect shirt collar, one that sits well on your neckline and doesn't give you any form of issues or trouble. So if this is something you want to learn, do well and keep watching. For making a collar, you need a piece of the fabric that you want to use, and then of course you need this paper stay or lightest gum stay. You can get any one. It's very important in order to make the collar stay firm. And don't forget, you need your shirt pattern already sewn together. So with that being said, we're going to proceed into the whole process. The very first step is to measure around the neckline of the shirt. I'll go ahead and do that. Please note that you have to take multiple measurements of the neckline of the shirt so that you're certain that you have an accurate measurement. So after taking multiple measurements of mine, and I'm certain that okay, this is what I arrived at, which is 20.62 inches. I'll go right ahead and cut out a piece of my lightest gum stay that is big enough to contain my neckline measurement. So this lightest gum stay has a reflective side, and it is this reflective side you iron on your fabric. So I'll go ahead and fold it into two like this. Next, I'll go up by half an inch at this point. So the reason why I am going up by half an inch here is to draw out my starting line. As you can see, the edges of this paper is not straight, so to avoid any form of uneven measurement, I just have to draw a straight line. The more reason I'm going up with half an inch to draw out my starting line, which is a straight line. So I'll go ahead and just rule a straight line across like this, as you can see. So this line represents my starting line. I'll just, indicate that right here. I'll just write it down. So please always remember that the paper is on fold, yeah. So next step is I want to draft out the collar stand. So before that, I need to divide what I got for my round neckline, which is 20.62 inches divided by 2, since this paper is folded into 2, and it gave me 10.31, and that I have gone ahead to mark out 10.31. Please mark out this measurement. That's why you need an accurate measurement for your shirt neckline. So I have marked that out. The next step is I'll go up here by half an inch, as you can see. So I went up by half an inch. The next step is to find the midpoint between this 10.31. I'll just go ahead and fold my tape like this to get the midpoint. I hope you understand. Then I'll just mark out the midpoints like this. So I'm going to go ahead and curve from this half an inch to this midpoint. The reason for this curving is so that I have a balanced collar on my neckline, so that it's balanced well on my neckline. Next step, I'm going to go up here with 1.25 inches. So I'm just going to, 1.25 inches. That is how wide I want my collar stand to be, 1.25 inches. If you do not know how to read your tape, you really need to know how to read your tape for making a perfect collar. Yes, you really do need that. I've already done an extensive video where I explained extensively on how to read your tape. So I'll just drop the link on the description box so you go ahead and, watch it out and, learn something new. So I'll go ahead and connect these lines, or should I say dots? So I'll go ahead and connect them together like this, as you can see me doing right now. Then I will just connect down like this. I hope you understand this whole picture. So I want a beautiful curve here, because it's beautiful when you have a curve at your collar stand top. So I just came in by 1/2 inch and I just curved like this. Can you see how beautiful it is? So if you want only the collar stand, at this point your collar stand is ready. If you want only a collar stand on your collar, but if you want to go ahead with your collar, you come in by 1 inch from this point, as you can see on your collar stand. So after coming in by 1 inch, I want my collar to be 2.5 inches long. So I've gone ahead to mark 2.5 inches. So I'll go ahead and draw a straight line to the 1 inch I came in with on that collar stand. So I want that sharp, curve. So I'll just go out by 1/2 inch here, and then I'll connect this back to this point. It's very easy. Once you do this process twice, you'll be good with it. So the next thing is, on this point, I'm just going to go up by 1.5 inches. That is 1.5 inch, 1.5 inch. And then the whole process, I will explain this later, but then let me just go ahead and connect this to this point. So you go ahead and connect from this slanted point down to this point. Now you might wonder, why do we have this side bent and this side high up? So the simple route to making a collar is, this part of the collar and the collar stand has to be of the same measurement or with a little bit difference. So if you see mine, the collar stand is 1.25 inches and the collar is 1.5 inches. So it's just with 0.25 inch difference. I hope you understand. That's just the simple route to making a collar for it to balance. So that's why you can see this side is, slanted down and the other side is high up, so that when you bend over your collar, it stays well. It doesn't push the back pattern or the back of your shirt up. I hope you understand. So we'll just go ahead and cut this out. So this whole process is just for us to have well-seated collar at our neckline. Please pay close attention, watch closely on how I cut this out. So after cutting out, the next step is, we're going to go ahead and bring out that piece of fabric we're using for the collar, and we'll go ahead and place that reflective side on the fabric. So I'll go ahead and place the reflective side on the fabric like this, leaving space underneath here, which is about 1 inch. So I've gone ahead to iron it down, and you can see I left the 1 inch space here. Next, I am going to fold this into two, fold the fabric into two, and I'll also leave enough space at the top here. I'll leave enough space at the top, which is about 1 inch as well. Then I'll go ahead and just iron this down. So the reason I am ironing this down is to get a midline. That's just the reason, to get a midline. So after ironing down, I'll just go ahead and use my office pin to hold this fabric down, because I want to cut this out. Please watch closely this process I am doing right now. So I'll just go ahead and use my office pin to pin it down. So I will hold down the fabric, because this fabric is silky, so therefore it is slippery, and I want to avoid any So after doing that, the next step is, I am going to come in with my scissors and just cut like this. So please watch, this is what I'm talking about. I'll just cut it out like this. So you can see while cutting, I am leaving space all around. So that's what I'm talking about. You leave space all around, which is about 1 inch. Now this is it, guys. I'll go ahead and remove the pins. I'll remove the pins. Then after removing the pins, I'll go ahead and open this up, and I'm going to iron my gum stay to this other part as well. So I'll iron into this other part of the fabric. This is it, guys. I have ironed the gum stay to this other part of the fabric, and also I went ahead to iron in this 1 inch. That is the space I left underneath this place. I also ironed it up, as you can see. I ironed it up as well. So the next thing is I'll fold back this fabric into 2 again like this. I'm going to go ahead and run a stitch on these edges. I'll just run a stitch on these edges of the gum stay. I hope you understand. Any part you do not understand, just ask your question on the comment section and I'll get to reply you. So after doing this, I'll show you guys. Just run a stitch on the edges of the gum stay. Just follow the pattern that you drafted out or cut out. So I've run a stitch around mine like this. I'll go ahead and cut off all the excesses. So while cutting off the excess, make sure you still get to leave fabrics spaces, little spaces that is close to half an inch, or half an inch. You grab. So this is it. You see what I did? Please don't cut underneath. Next, to go ahead and notch those sharp points so that it relaxes. This is how you notch. Make sure you don't get close to what you stitched. I hope you saw that. So this is it, guys. Now after doing that, I'm gonna turn this over. You can see that while cutting, I didn't touch anything underneath. I just cut the excess round the curves but not underneath. So after turning it over, you can use your any sharp edge to bring out those pointy parts. Just shook it out. So I'll go ahead and iron this. This is it, guys. I have pressed this down. I have ironed this. The next thing is just run a straight stitch from this point to this point. Just run a stitch. Run a stitch from this point to this point, a straight one, please. So I have done that. I have run a stitch across mine. So I'm just cutting off the excess that made this part look kind of having this unnecessary shapes. How do I put it? So I'm just trying to trim it off. If you enjoyed this video and if this video was helpful to you, do well to hit the subscribe button and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Yeah, baby. After satisfying my cutting urges, I have gone ahead to bring out the shirts which I have sewn together already, and it's time to attach the collar to the shirt's neckline. So I'll go ahead and take this part of the collar and I'll place it on one edge of the shirt neckline, and I'm going to sew it all through to the other edge of the shirt neckline. I hope you understand. Like, you take this part of the edge of your shirt, and then this part that you didn't get to iron in, you're going to iron it to your shirt neckline first. So I have done that. As you can see, I have ironed it like this, and this is what we have when we turn it over to the other side. So the next step now is we're gonna go ahead and let me just show you this part one more time so you can see how neat it is. So make sure yours is neat, please. So the next part is we're going to go ahead and tuck in this part we just sewn in, and you see that part we ironed in earlier on. We're going to place it over like this. I think I need to zoom this. I still need to zoom this more so you see what I'm talking about. So this part we just sewed, finished stitching, we're going to tuck it into this part like this, and this part we sewn, then we're going to cover it up like this. So make sure it's cover up your previous stitch. Make sure you cover up your previous stitches, and you're going to run a stitch through it from this edge to the other edge. That's just it, while tucking this in. So this is it, guys. The collar is ready, and you can see I've gone ahead to iron the collar by bending the collar over the collar stand, as you can see, so that we have that collar shape we are trying to attain. So you can go ahead at this point to place your buttons. You can place it 3 inches away from each other, or 4 inches away from each other, or 5 inches away from each other. It all depends on you. And this is how you draft, cut, and sew a perfect collar. So see you in my next video. Love ya. Mwah.